Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. Today we are doing a rescue mission. That rocket right there is the rescue ship. And way out there beyond the moon, and even beyond Minmus, that's what we're going to be rescuing people from. Big guy rocket. Now, in case you're wondering why I call it Big Guy rocket, it's because it's bigger than the rockets I built before in this save game. And since I'm doing career mode, I don't have docking ports yet. So this is actually going to be a no docking ports mission. The mission profile is launch, rendezvous, get guys out of ship, get guys into other ship, bring them home. So, and also I apologize in advance for any weird stuff I do with the camera. I fiddle with the camera when I'm playing this game. So, here we are. This is the boost phase of the launch. Here I am checking the tanks, the solar panels, doing weird stuff with the camera, the usual. What I do during every launch. I hope my R's are okay. They're never okay, are they? Oh well. Just checking sending nodes. I'm gonna have a pretty hefty plane change bird now. It's about time I did a gravity turn, isn't it? Oh, checking I saw pieces of debris above me. If you look closely, you can see them. They're little reticule things. There go the boosters. Now I tip over. Why did I not tip over when I had the boosters still on? I don't know. I'm recording the commentary after the fact, which is why this is sped up twice. Or rather, sped up once to twice its normal speed. So, coasting now to my apoapsis, which is a lot higher than I thought it would be. Really, rather, it's a lot higher than I needed it to be. Here we go, checking everything again. And also checking to make sure my burns are gonna happen in the... Oh, bother I. Oh, making sure that I don't overshoot my apoapsis. Which theoretically might be more efficient, but I don't really know. I assume it is. Only this way it's not very efficient. I need a bit of practice. Anyway, this is a circularization burn, even though it ends up being more of an ellipse. Well, all orbits are technically ellipses, unless you're really, really careful. And you can't really do that in Kerbal Space Program. Well, it takes a lot of patience. Anyway, there we go. And now we're in an orbit, done a plane change maneuver, and now I'm about to do the injection burn to my orbital, to a higher orbit, so that I can rendezvous. And there goes the boost, the last of the boost stage, the orbital stage maybe, anyway. And here we go on that engine, which is going to take us all the way out beyond the orbit of Minmus. Minmus, not Minimus. Minimus is Latin for the smallest. The interesting thing is that most of the delta V for a burn like this is actually expended in the first few hundred kilometers. As you can see, I don't think it's even out beyond the moon yet. Maybe it is, I don't know. I can't see, you see. I'm looking. As I look at the video, I'm looking at me checking everything. See, it's not beyond the moon yet. It's going to be soon, though. now it is. And it did that little encounter thing. No, looking at this now, I begin to see that I actually set it up rather poorly. My burn could have been a lot better. Oh well. But as you can see, I changed that. Here we are with the nice little injection orbit. Now let's turn so the solar panels catch optimal sun. And cut. And here we are. Here I am now, about to circularize my orbit. Well, not really circularize, but to try to match my orbit with that. Well, not really, but close to match my orbit with that of the other guy. I hope I'm not saying too much. Everybody says I say too much. Well, I'm the only person who doesn't say I say too much. Well, there we go again. It's interesting that at this close resolution, you can see it as a series of lines, and here's the bone. Well, the moon would have ejected me out into solar orbit there if I hadn't done anything. And there we go, bone done, pretty much. And now I go like this, so that my guy will not end up suddenly running out of electric charge. That happens to me a lot with probes. Happens to everybody, I suppose. Happened to me in an earlier version of this mission, I think. Now comes the weird part. Orbital rendezvous with orbits like these doesn't seem to work the same as orbital rendezvous with normal, boring old circular orbits around Kerbal or whatever, at low altitudes. Like 70 kilometer, 100 kilometer, 500 kilometer, hopefully. Anyway, there's my target. As you can see, like it gets closer and then farther away and then closer and then farther away. I never quite understand. Oh dear. I said I never quite understand it, but that's not the point, because the point is that really I'm having a bit of trouble. Just checking to make sure the guy is not... That one's not going to get any encounter. Now to deal with this encounter, which is getting all weird on me. Ah, there we go. There we go. Safe now. And now, put my target back. Target's got lost now. And now, don't switch to him. There we go. Switch back. There we go. Now, set him as your target. And now, time warp a bit. To rendezvous. 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 I don't know the French R, but I should. Anyway, cut. No one gonna miss minimus anyway. Cut. There we go. Cut. And now, here I am bending to rendezvous. Rendezvous. No, I don't know French. I should stop trying to... I should stop trying to try to speak French. Anyway. Getting closer and closer. And even closer. Hopefully. Yes, much, much, much closer. There we go. That's decent enough. Ah, yes. There we go. Now, find that guy. Point towards him. And burn. I realise now retroactively, that I put way too much fuel on this guy. Well, I don't care. Better more fuel than less fuel in this game. In real life, I think it's more the other way around. But I mean, given a chance, or given a choice, I'd pick more fuel over less fuel. Actually, that's how that guy got stuck out there. He had too little fuel. I say he, but there's actually 3 of them in that rocket. The rocket doesn't have a gender. The rocket isn't it. The rocket is a rocket, that's what. Rocket in German is spelled with an A and no C. The A instead of the O. Here we go, coming up on it. And we can see it if we turn the menu off. Under 700 did I see? Can't see anything here. Yes, 630. Nice. There we go now. It's kind of funny to see just how far away we are. We're nearly at the orbit of Minmus, and falling. If you look at the counter up in the upper left corner, and compare that to what I had before, you'll see that this took a very long time for the Kerbals to wait. That's because I really don't know how to time these things. Now that I think about it, with so much fuel, I wonder if I could have done something to have a much faster transfer at the expense of fuel. Probably. We'll see. Well, no we won't, because I'm never doing this again. Anyway, you know what I mean. No, I don't really. Anyway, we come screaming in at only a few meters per second, but that's still a bit fast. Actually, as they say, in space there's no one to hear you scream. So you're really not coming screaming in, we're coming silently dashing in, I suppose you could say. Anyway, that's all. Now switch to that guy. And send a Kerbal over. Yes. First Kerbal of 3. There's his shadow. Yes. Into the cockpit, I think that's Obner. And then, let's close up the ladders and landing gear. We're not going to need them anyway. And now we have Ronbury. And the rescue ship has just bonked on the science package. Well, collided with it, I suppose you could say. Softly, not enough to cause any damage. Hopefully, it's going to need that rocket engine to get home. Hudford is, that is. The 3rd Kerbal. Oh, bother it. Well, let's not send the guys we've come to rescue floating off into deep space, shall we? Let's try that again. Here we go, ease up, don't hit it too hard. And grabbing, oh no. I guess his head's a little too big. Kerbal's heads are almost as big as their bodies. I don't know why. And now, well, so instead of having him bash his head on it, let's turn the capsule. Yes. Okay, now let's turn the capsule now, so that we don't have to do the same thing for Hudford. And there we go. out of there. Assuming it turns the lights off and everything. It doesn't close that antenna though. I just noticed that. Oh well. It doesn't need to. Keep the antenna there to receive signals which will never come. And then over here, grab board, and they're all in. And now, what do? We adjust ourselves even more perfectly retrograde, and then we burn retrograde as hard as we can from our position somewhere between the Mun and Minmus. Something like halfway, probably. So bring it down to, well, the exact number's not important yet. Oh, now it is, inside the atmosphere anyway. 16. Is that 16? I think it's 16. Anyway. Then we pop off the capsules. I did this manually. I think so that they would have slightly different orbits. Anyway, cut, and here we are coming in over Kerbin. I had to change all their orbits slightly to make it so that this guy will re-enter and the other guys won't. Yet. Just to make sure none of them get deleted in the middle of things. It's sort of a problem when things get deleted like that. Because you see, you've spent all this time and all this money. Well, the Kerbals have spent all this money in rescuing these guys, and you don't want to come back home only to find they're deleted. In the atmosphere now, I think? Yes. And dropping fast. Luckily, re-entry heat doesn't really do anything to these Kerbals. I almost said these poor Kerbals. May as well be these poor Kerbals. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates? Carbohydrates? No. Well, Kerbals don't seem to need to stay hydrated, because they never run out of water. Let's hope the parachute doesn't burn. It seems to be made of, what's that fireproof stuff? Asbestos. I almost said acetone. And then I almost said asparagus. Asbestos has nothing to do with acetone or asparagus. I hope. Anyway, here we go, on time warp, physics warp, and then the parachute opens, and then we float down. Physics warp again, and then I predictably turn it off for the final landing, and also turn the engine on. It's not going to do much though. Not that it matters. Whole ship lands intact, and everything's fine, and he does a victory spin. And then there's this guy, who has just passed his 80-kilometer periapsis, and has to get into the atmosphere fast. Otherwise he'll end up going way beyond the moon. And I'm sure he doesn't want that. Do you, Hudford? Okay, so this guy's Ronby, so the other guy must have been Aubrey. And now Ronby adjusts his periapsis to be within the atmosphere. You may as well now. He's going to stay out of the atmosphere for a while. And now I go back to Hudford, just to make sure that he doesn't go too high before he goes down again. Spin. Those spins, by the way, are mainly to get the solar panels right. Although in his case, I don't know why I did it. Anyway. Here we are now. If I could aim, really aim, I could drop him into one of those ponds. However, I can't really drop people into ponds. I like dropping capsules into ponds though. The non-pill sort of capsules. As you can see, he's not going to be dropping in that pond. Oh well. If I'd aimed it better, maybe I could have. But no. I didn't. I couldn't. Really, I didn't pay attention. Why did I just turn RCS on? I don't know, because he hasn't got any. Wait, did he already have RCS on? It's funny how when you detach something from another ship, it keeps the RCS thing on if it is on. Generally. Even if the thing doesn't have RCS. Well, there we go. And poof. G-meter jumps a bit. Just checking that guy. Seems to be fine. And here we are, drifting slowly down to land 1 kilometer in the air. And bang! There goes his rocket engine. Well, these things are not intended to be reusable anyway, are they? Well, I hope not. Well, here we go now. And into the atmosphere for, he's Hadford, right? Hadford, yeah. He better be. What's this one be? Here I am just adjusting things so I can come down between the two guys. Kind of sentimental like that. Anyway. Do I pull down my periapsis? Hi, other guy. Yeah, this is 1B. That's Obner down there then. I think. That get them all confused. Don't tell them that. They'd be annoyed at me for it. Anyway. Here we go. And we come coasting in over this little peninsula. It's not a little peninsula, it's actually a giant lump of solid ground and grass. Do I do fiddly things with the camera again? I'm going to try to get everything in one view. Here's about when I start to think maybe I can drop myself, or rather drop Ronby, into one of those little ponds there. Unfortunately, I do make a slight mistake here, which is I don't burn properly. I should be burning high up and above prograde rather than directly prograde. If I did that, I might have been able to drop her in the lake. Spoiler alert, I don't. I get the right idea about here, kind of. I should really be thrusting almost directly up. He could have made it. As I said, I like to drop the guys in the water, because real capsules have generally done that. Here's where I make a mistake. I did do some kind of up thrusting, but by that time it's too late. Okay, it seems the RCS LEDs have been left on from before. That's how they're on all of them. You're threatening to cut his parachute at any time and kill him. I'm gonna do that. Not after spending all that time and Kerbal money rescuing him. Now would I? No, I'd never cut his parachute. Well, you know, Actually, yes. Yes, I would. However, he isn't hurt. Only his engine is. Well, that's how these things go, I suppose. Two guys lost their engines. One guy didn't. Recover. 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 Bye.